You arrive in the world alongside a litter of siblings in the wetlands of South America, born with legs already sturdy enough to stand. Within minutes, you're scrambling to nurse, though your first attempt lands you with the wrong mother who shoves you off before you find your own. When the herd moves toward the water, your short legs can't keep pace and you sink into a mud hole. Your mother doubles back, scoops you free with her snout, and carries you to the pond's edge. There, a floating shape rises beneath you, a caiman. Rather than attacking, it simply ferries you to shore before slipping away. Not every encounter with a predator ends badly. By 3 weeks old, your days are spent half submerged, a bird picking parasites from your fur in a quiet trade of favors. You wrestle and dodge with 2 other pups, play that's secretly training your reflexes for real danger. That danger arrives when an otter lunges from the water and mauls one of your playmates before losing interest and vanishing. You freeze, learning early that stillness can be survival.
At 2 months, drought has stripped the good grazing near the pond, except for one patch guarded by an older juvenile. You challenge him for it, win, and call the rest of the herd up the slope with a single chirp. Afterward, you do something instinctive but strange, eating your own droppings, a behavior that seeds your immature gut with the bacteria you'll need to digest tough plant fiber. At 6 months, a hidden fire ant nest ambushes you mid-stride, and only repeated dives underwater finally strip the ants from your skin. Across the pond, an anteater digs into the same nest for its breakfast, indifferent to your ordeal. By 1 year, the group's warmth toward you cools, a signal that it's time to leave. You strike out alone, try and fail to start your own troop, then drift downstream and quietly infiltrate a new group by unassuming persistence rather than conflict, easing your way past its wary dominant male. At 2 years, tragedy hands you leadership. A puma ambushes you and the alpha male together, and in the chaos, you shove him into the attack's path and escape yourself. He doesn't survive. Nobody challenges your claim to his position afterward. You simply become the new leader. At 4, you hold a favored spring as your own territory, and, watching an interested female, court her through a slow ritual of circling and patient distance rather than force, until she accepts you. At 5, an ordinary afternoon of foraging turns fatal. Chasing a stray piece of fruit, you step into a hidden wire snare. No amount of struggling frees you, and the herd scatters without you. A trapper eventually arrives, and your life ends there. Hide, meat, and all turned into use for someone else.
A capybara can weigh up to 150 pounds. That's bigger than most dogs, bigger than a lot of humans' legs put together. You'd think being huge would make you safe. Nope. In the rodent world, being big just means you're the biggest meal in the room. Think about it from evolution's perspective. Rats are small and fast. They slip into cracks and disappear. Squirrels climb. Mice breed like, well, mice, so losing a few doesn't matter. But you're 100+ pounds of slow-moving muscle and fat, standing in open grassland and shallow water, basically wearing a sign that says all you can eat. And because you're technically a rodent, you don't get any of the defensive perks bigger mammals get. No horns, no hooves that can crack a skull, no claws built for shredding. Your best weapons are a decent bite and running into water. That's it. That's the plan evolution gave you. Capybaras are semi-aquatic. You need water to regulate your body temperature, to keep your skin from cracking, and to escape predators. Your eyes, ears, and nostrils are positioned on the top of your head, specifically so you can submerge almost your entire body and still see, hear, and breathe. Sounds smart, right? Except guess who else lives in that water? caimans, anacondas, jaguars that ambush from the banks. In Venezuela and Brazil, capybaras share their exact habitat with some of the most efficient predators on the planet. Your safety zone is also a predator's hunting ground. It's like being told the only fire exit in the building is also where the fire started. And it's not a maybe. Capybaras are a primary food source for jaguars, caimans, anacondas, ocelots, and harpy eagles that snatch the babies. You are, ecologically speaking, load-bearing prey. If you disappeared, entire food chains in South America would wobble. That's not a compliment. That's just a nice way of saying everything eats you constantly on purpose.
Let's talk about capybara pups for a second, because their odds are genuinely brutal. A mother gives birth to litters of up to 8 babies. Within hours, those babies are up and walking, because they have to be. There's no safe nursery period, no den to hide in for weeks. A baby capybara that can't keep up with the herd on day 1 is basically an appetizer. Herds actually practice a kind of shared babysitting called creche behavior, where multiple mothers pool their young together and take turns watching them. It sounds sweet, almost like a community daycare, but the real reason it exists is grim. Safety in numbers literally means, statistically, the predator probably eats someone else's baby, not mine. Survival researchers estimate a significant chunk of capybara pups don't make it to adulthood, between eagles snatching them from above, caimans grabbing them from below, and big cats stalking from the reeds. Being a baby capybara is less cute forest creature and more final boss gauntlet before you even opened your eyes properly. Here's a fun one for the people who think capybara life is all lily pads and vibes. Capybaras are herbivores that eat tough, fibrous grasses. The problem is, like many hindgut fermenters, capybaras can't extract all the nutrients from that grass in just one pass through their digestive system, so they do something called coprophagy. They eat their own feces to run the food through their gut a second time and absorb the nutrients they missed. It isn't a random gross fact, it's mandatory. Without it, capybaras can become malnourished because their digestive system genuinely depends on this second pass to survive. So even the most basic act of eating breakfast is a 2-part process, and part 2 is eating what you already digested once. Imagine being told that to get enough calories in your day, you legally have to eat your lunch twice, the second time after it's already been through you. That's Tuesday for a capybara.
Now, to be fair, it's not all bad. Capybaras are one of the most socially tolerant animals on the planet. They live in herds, they groom each other, they let other species climb on them. And researchers genuinely believe their calm temperament isn't just a mask, it's also a real evolutionary strategy. Being tolerant and low aggression means less wasted energy fighting within the group, more shared vigilance against predators, and stronger herd bonds that actually improve survival odds long term. So maybe it's not that capybaras don't feel stress, it's that they've evolved one of the most efficient many hands make light work survival systems in the mammal kingdom. Strength in numbers, calm in chaos. If you're going to be prey to literally everything, you might as well do it as part of the most chill, most cooperative squad in the animal kingdom.
So next time you see a capybara sitting in a hot spring next to a monkey, looking like it has no problem in the world, remember, it's a 150-pound rodent living in a war zone made of water that has to eat its own poop for nutrients, whose babies are basically fast food for eagles, and whose calm face might just be biology's way of hiding a full-blown panic. Respect the capybara. It's not living the dream, it's just really, really good at pretending.